Okay. Good. Theoretically. And we are live, I think. Hello! Hello everyone, I'm Iron Phoenix, and I've been away for a little while. So basically Christmas happened, and I basically took the week off because it was all, you know, Christmassy all over the place. And so yeah, so and then you know, came back on the Sunday, did a Stationeer stream, and I think that was the New Year's Eve. Yeah, New Year's Eve. And shortly after finishing the stream, I started sneezing a lot, and it transpired that I'd managed to get a cold, quite a nasty one. And I've only really just got to the point where I feel like actually starting streaming again now that I'm not quite as ill as I was. But I didn't really know what to play, so here we are in Minecraft. I've started playing a map pack again called Regrowth. That's what this pack is called. And yeah, basically, I'll just jump up here. So it's a quest-based map. You can get it off the FTB launcher, and you start in this sort of desolate wasteland. There's no ores in the ground, and there's no plants, and you do the quests and you find some dirt and you get a small plot of land going, and it's a magical pack. It uses you've got Britannia. There's some buildcraft stuff a little bit later on, some mechanism stuff a little bit later on, but the vast majority of the way that you get all your ores and like early on is through the seeds. I've played this pack before, but I don't know, I wanted to go back to it, go back to some of the sort of the classic sort of Minecraft packs. And I'm kind of tempted to do a Hubris stream series, just because I think Hubris is a pretty awesome pack, all in all. So yeah, quite a lot of what I'm doing here is just upgrading my crops. So in here, I've got all these little crops here and there. When it becomes day, I'll show you the rest of the farms, because they're outside the walls. And I'm slowly sort of beefing up these walls, and we'll get that stuff sorted out in a sec. So that's, what's it, 6, 9, 10. Let's put it on that one. So this is crossbreeding. Basically, you take two plants that have got these statistics on, and you breed them together and they get better statistics, basically. So that allows you to get more crop out of a harvest. And I always just shove the spares into the compost bin, just make some compost, because you do need to put the seeds into compost, into this garden soil to actually allow it to grow. So this is going to be just a quick half-hour stream. My voice is actually already getting a bit strained, but you know, we'll push on. We'll do a half-hour stream, get some content on the channel, and we can talk about some stuff as well. Some stuff that I've kind of got sort of on my list, as it were, of things that we can just sort of chat about at some point. There's one that I really want to do a video on, a proper video on, because I think it's an interesting topic. The whole idea of what is considered constructive criticism, especially when you're giving it to a games developer. And I'm one of these people who, I'm sure I've said this before, that I categorise feedback into sort of 3 boxes. Useful, not useful, and positive. I think those are the 3. So constructive criticism, which is sort of useful criticism, doesn't necessarily have to be positive or negative. It can be one or the other, or it can be both. The important thing is that there's some sort of constructive information in there that's actually going to help me improve a video in some respect. Positive stuff, you know, it's a case of, okay, I'm probably doing the right thing for someone. And then the sort of the general abuse stuff that you get, it's just not useful at all, and in most circumstances it's trolls. And the best way that I found to work out if you get if you do anything sort of online that's sort of creative in some way, you're going to get some trolls. That's a sort of a known thing. If say somebody says, oh, I don't like this video, and then just leave it at that. If you respond with something like, what didn't you like about the video, you can very quickly work out what's a troll and what isn't, on the basis that the trolls won't have an answer for that. So yeah, and you know, it's something that's reasonably safe to either ignore, or you can have a play with them. Playing with trolls can sometimes be quite interesting. These are fire seeds. 3, 4, 5. You can go out of the walls in a sec. Air seeds. 4, 3, 3. And yeah, that's done. I'll just get these seeds out of the way. Nether seeds, that's fine. Water seeds, 599. And then around here, I think. No, that's done as well. And okay. Oh yeah, I've got the essence of obsidian to grab, which I don't have space in my. Oh, I can put it there. And that's for the obsidian seeds when I actually put them in, when I have the space to put them in. At the moment I'm doing quite a lot of croppy type things. Anyway, let's go outside. So welcome to my farms. So the way that I'm doing it is everything in here, it's imperfect seeds. So it's all stuff that's in the process of being upgraded to 10, 10, 10. Everything outside the walls, they are all completely upgraded crops. And I'm just spreading them out and harvesting them as necessary. At the moment I don't have any kind of automatic harvesting methods. Later on you get things like golems from Thorncraft and Buildcraft robots, but at the moment we've just got this, and I'm just slowly extending these out. So these are, I'm just doing what you would do with a crossbreed, is to put these crop sticks in. If they're not crossbreeding between crops, they will just sort of spread and they'll keep their statistics. So I need to get the iron ones out, and I think that's about it actually. Tin I don't need, and I may as well take the earth because I've got plans for the earth. I think it's the earth. Yeah, it is the earth, because I need to take some of that, and I can never remember the recipe. There we go. So that goes in there. Let's just grab some coal. So let's just grab some coal for the ender flames. So something that Britannia changed a little while ago was, and I can use these. I need some more blaze stuff, but that's fine. What was it? Yeah, so something that they changed was that the day blooms and the nightshades, any passive generation plants basically, would expire after some time. So I've put in some 5 ended flames, and I don't have any redstone access to redstone yet, so I can't do the redstone stuff. But when I can, there will be a more automated system of actually getting coal to the endo flames. Or I might do something like food. You can make plants that eat food or eat cake. Yeah, that would do for now. Anyway, I am doing a few quests at the moment. Right, so all of this will expand out. I'm not just doing quests. You see, this. Oh, there's a. I have to do it from the inside. So I want to put in a window here. Thank you. And let's try the bubble glass. Yeah, doesn't have the streak in it. I don't like the glass with loads of streaks in it. Quite like the quite clear glass from Ender.io because you don't have all the streakiness in it. That said, I do need to also finish this one. Oh, and I got some chickens up here. You can make eggs using the Britannia thingy jig. Britannia is basically your core crafter in this pack. It's used to make the seeds, make some eggs, spawn eggs, all that sort of stuff. It's all done through the runic altar. That lets a little bit of light in, and I think what we can do, if we come up by, well, we could probably put in another floor here, and maybe like ladder up. Yeah, ladder up. So this one will come out here ish. Yeah. We'll put in a ladder. Down here. And it's one of those, where do I actually put this? I can't put it up there because that's in the way. I could use the central structure actually. And I need some marble. I think I can make marble. Air and I need some more ladders. Yep. And something that would be suitable for a, well, I need to put in the last marble brick anyway. Actually, the top floor doesn't actually look that bad. Let's do that. So that's the borderless glass up there. And then out here, got the bubble glass. You see that gets the streaks in the middle as well. I don't know. Might need to see if I can find some other kind of maybe. Do we have access to thick glass? No. Oh, we've got the botany glass, possibly. Structured glass. We won't be able to make yet. Yeah. I'll leave it for now, but yeah, I don't really like having those streaks in the middle of it. It's a little bit meh. I would quite like a do. Like that, and then just need a place for this, which we'll do, just to put that in there. So yeah, I saw this article written by a games developer, and basically they were talking about the abuse that they get on an almost daily basis, on the basis that it's it's the big sort of issue with the internet is it's brought people together. Unfortunately, on the other hand, it's brought people together. It allows instantaneous communication without actually necessarily thinking about your impact, and whilst you can understand people's frustration with games developers, such as like Dean Hall. So Dean Hall left Bohemia, left the DayZ project as a result of his contract running out, and he didn't have a visa to work there anymore. So ultimately he was off the project at that point, and this was something that he knew was coming. Unfortunately, since then, Bohemia have sort of dragged their heels over the project a little, and as a result, people for some reason have a certain idea about Dean Hall, and this is something that you see on the Stationeers forums these days, is that you do have the occasional person sort of wander in and say, well, I'm not buying this project because Dean Hall left DayZ, or words to that effect, and sometimes it can be quite abusive, I guess. And what people forget is that actually these people don't deserve the criticism, no matter what. I mean, no matter who you are, I don't believe that people should be sending anybody threats of violence or whatever, simply because it doesn't help matters. If perhaps you were a little bit more critical about the project, maybe they would be a little bit more open to new ideas. There will always be scam artists on the internet. People like the Remain brothers spring to mind. once they'd realised that actually they didn't need to improve their game, they could just rehash other titles. You know, that was it really. They had no inclination to improve themselves, improve their games, because they didn't have to. They'd built up such an infamy that no matter what, people would still buy their games, and then put it online for people to watch, and you know, the sort of the let's buy this in order to laugh at it sort of thing. But what people forget in that case is that they're still getting your money, and they're still being given a reason to continue. So, you know, buying their title, knowing that it's going to be a bad title, and then going on to deride it, and then deride the developers, and then, you know, send threats to it. It's a cycle of your own making. And yeah, controls need to be put into places like Steam to ensure that these products don't end up on the platform in the first place. But you know, the other side of it is you are creating a demand by buying these things in the first place. You may know exactly what you're buying, but you are still buying them. But yeah, it's just some little thoughts about the subject. Ultimately, it all boils down to, if you don't like something that somebody's doing, complain about the product, not about the person. Because if you moan about the person, then nothing is going to change. And if they get, like, for fun, one thing that I've been interested in doing is taking a look at for fun from the perspective of a games tester. Or any game. I think for fun was the one that sort of popped into my radar because it should be reasonably easy to break. AAA titles these days, they're not that easy to break. Not in the sense that I think would be particularly interesting for a video on sort of how games testers do their job, basically. I think it might be quite an enlightening video to do, but I don't know what title to do it with. So for fun kind of popped onto my radar because it's now gone free to play. And I doubt it's a very solid game either. But it's not, you know, the purpose of the video would not be to attack the game, but more to show people how to break things, I guess. I don't know, it's just sort of an idea I was sort of knocking around, the sort of idea of looking at how things can be broken, and maybe that's could be potentially be useful for people to avoid bugs in their games. An example that sort of always keeps popping into my mind is something that a mate of mine found. It's a bug with the Unity engine. It's a rather interesting bug, actually, in that if you sprint jump at a 45-degree angle, you actually rebound off it, which was rather interesting, which kind of led me to try and avoid 45-degree... No, not in there. Try and avoid 45-degree angles as much as possible. That could go in there. 7, 9, 10. Oh, no. That's 6, 10, 10. So yeah, just kind of thinking about a few other sort of little things to sort of throw in. to the channel. I need that one to tick over. That's going to take a while. Obsidian seeds I can't plant yet because I don't have the room. When the water seed's done, which shouldn't be too long, then I'll put the obsidian seeds in. What else could we do? You know what, I'm going to end the video here because my throat is basically gone at this point. I think the plan is to continue with Prison Architect on Wednesday. I'm not sure what on Thursday, we'll see. But with that, I think I will say thank you very much for watching this little stream. I've got stuff planned to make, but we'll see on that front, just because I'm not right still. So yeah, thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Oh, I'm being hit by something. Let me just deal with this. I'll get into this house here, and then I'll stop.